Hi, Anupam. Thank you so much for joining us on this chat today. It's great to have you here with us.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Anupam, we've been seeing a lot of you on social media through this entire period of staying at home. You know, you have these lovely videos with your mom, who's so adorable, your brother, you're all dancing. You celebrated your mother's birthday, and you were teaching her how to, how to operate Instagram. That's also endearing. So, is this the longest time that you spent at home for such a, for a longest stretch of time that you spent at home with your family?
No, in fact, that's not true because I have spent longest time on my own. My mother stays with my brother.
Right.
I came here on the 20th of March, which was her birthday. Because I did not go. I
Okay.
first quarantining myself. Then after that, there was lockdown, so I did not travel. It's only when we opened up a little first phase or something like that, then I went. But yes,
Mhm.
thanks to FaceTime, these days you sort of see the people, you see their emotions, you see their faces, you see their happiness, you see their worried looks. So you don't feel that you are away from them. But
Right.
certainly, my mother gave me an ultimatum. She said, "No, you take it, yeah, somehow or the other, come." So I
Hmm.
went to the police station and I took permission. And yes, my mother is a very lively young lady, and she I think she we made her feel liberated after my father's death. We celebrated my father's life rather than mourned his death. So what we did was that on his prayer ceremony, my parents were married for 59 years. So when you're married for 59 years, you are not only husband and wife, you're partners for life, you're friends. And when one of the partners goes away, you lose not only your husband, suhag and things like that, but you also lose a habit.
Right.
So, yeah, so what we decided, me and my brother, that we will not have a typical I respect people who have the typical chotha or prayer ceremony, but we decided to call a rock band, and we told
Wow.
everybody to, yeah, we told everybody to wear colored clothes. No white colored clothes, no white was allowed. And
Wow.
we and I told everybody to laugh when they enter. And my brother was at the gate, at the main gate, and we were supposed to tell them that please laugh, so that it did not become a ceremony of gloom. You cannot substitute sadness from anybody's life. What you can do is,
Right.
and I told my father was an ordinary person, but an extraordinary human being. Um, so he, so I told all the jokes of my father, and my mother, sitting in the audience, felt that she was married to a great man, and that sort of, instead of sort of having a gloomy life, she decided that automatically that she will celebrate her life. And so then we that make that videos, and I put
Right.
it on social media. She gets very irritated,
Really?
and that yeah, she said that मतलब अभी तो खैर लॉकडाउन में नहीं, but लॉकडाउन से पहले कह रही मंदिर
Huh.
जाती हूँ, सब्जी खरीदने जाती हूँ, why do people take my pictures? Not in a bad way, she also likes it, and she
Right.
gives the, but she's funny, she's very real. And also a lot of people identify with her.
Right.
Lot of people identify with her. She's somebody's grandmother, somebody's mother. And it's very amazing that how 1% or 2% of people have started looking at their parents in a different way.
Right.
Otherwise parents were like a part of furniture, that ये हमारा सोफा, ये पिताजी हैं, ये माताजी हैं. A lot of people write to me and say कि we also make our parents videos and we look at them. So that's it.
Talking about birthdays, Anupam, you complete 36 years in this industry this year. And you came here in the 20s. You did your first film when you was 28 years old. And at that time, you played a 65-year-old father in Saraj. And now at 65,
Yes.
looking back, how do you feel? Did you have any apprehensions? Did you have any dilemmas playing a 65-year-old character in just your first film? Looking back, tell me about how you feel about
So I'm a trained actor. I'm from the drama school. So
that.
when you are a trained actor from drama school, you don't have these insecurities
Correct.
because you're a full-fledged actor. You've studied acting for three years at one place, 1 year in Chandigarh. You've learned world literature. You've heard about other actors. So I would give my left arm to be able to do a 65-year-old man's role when I'm 28, because what will be magical will be how my transformation is without any this prosthetics without any great
Yeah.
makeup. I did, if you see, there is not much makeup in it. It
Absolutely.
was
Yeah.
how I adapted myself completely. So I did not feel any of that. Yes, a lot of people told me, "अरे बर्बाद हो जाएगा, पूरी जिंदगी बुड्ढे का रोल करेगा." And I played 65. I look like that. When I'm 65, I don't look like that old man.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
for me, it is a Benjamin Button story. Means,
Reverse that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a reverse this thing. No, I don't think I ever felt that. In fact, I was the one who broke this myth of typecasting.
Right.
Means I did Karma, I did Khosla Ka Khosla, I did a Wednesday, I did Shola Aur Shabnam, I did Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. It's an insecurity of the person which makes him take careful decisions. But when I think when you're careful, then you remain careful. You don't.
Yeah.
And plus, at a very young age, my father told me that failure is an event, never a person. So, and on top of it, I'm an eternal optimistic, as you said it. It's a lethal combination. You don't have fear of failure, and you're an eternal optimist.
Right.
For me, the ultimate definition of optimism is that everything that nothing is all wrong. Nothing is all wrong. Even a clock that has stopped running is correct twice a day. तो इससे ज़्यादा क्या हो सकता है? इससे ज़्यादा और क्या कर सकते हैं ऑप्टिमिज्म? Because at the end of it, लॉकडाउन में आपने यही सीखने को मिला कि आपको क्या चाहिए? 3 चीजें आज की डेट में. You want to be next to your family somehow or the other. Absolutely immediate family, whether it's your husband, children, or your parents. Number one. Number two, that you need essential commodities, खाने पीने की चीजें हैं. And third thing, Wi-Fi चलना चाहिए. और कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
These are essentials. Essentials. Yeah.
मुझे पता लगा कि हम कितनी चीजें लाइफ कितनी वेस्ट करते थे on things which we did not require.
Yeah. Talking about fears, Anupam, it's a very good thing you brought up. That the fact that you came so prepared and you had this greed that I want to be an actor and that's all that mattered. Did that make you very fearless?
No, it made me very confident because I knew कि मुझे एक ब्रेक की जरूरत है. हालांकि वो ब्रेक आने में 2.5 साल लग गए. वो ट्रॉमेटिक था, काम नहीं था. But I had no choice but to make it. When you have no choice and you have to make it, then you make it.
Right.
And followed by hard work, followed by optimism. It's, as I said to you, that fearless, हाँ fearless हो जाता है. हालांकि मैं throughout अपनी life fearless रहा हूँ, but कभी-कभी कुछ बनने के बाद आदमी कम fearless हो जाता है.
हाँ, exactly. Yeah.
अब मैं कुछ बन गया हूँ, but जब आप कुछ भी नहीं होते हो, you can go only to the lowest depths. उसके बाद तो नीचे जाने के बाद तो ऊपर ही आना होता है ना.
Exactly. Yeah. Only way is up. Yeah. Absolutely.
Only way is up. So I did have this. I will not call it fearlessness. I had my own bouts of insecurity. I had my own bouts of fear. I was financially in a very bad situation. There were days when I was so depressed, so low. But I did not think that. I said, ये पता ही नहीं होता था कि अच्छे दिन क्या होते हैं. In the sense that मैं तो सोच के आया था, मैं पहले चौल में रहता था उन 3 लोगों के साथ, पर मुझे लगा मैं हर चीज में अच्छा ही ढूंढता हूँ. तो जब मैं शुरू में यहाँ आया तो मैं बैंड राइस में रहता था, तो मेरी जो मालकिन धोबन थी और जो बाई तो वो हमको अपने कमरे में रखती थी और किचन में वो और उसके 3 बच्चे सोते थे. एंड किचन एंड रूम वर डिवाइडेड विद अ क्लॉथ कर्टन. तो इट वाज अ हॉरिबल सिचुएशन. फैन भी नहीं था. पर जब मैंने धोबन के बेटे से अपना एड्रेस पूछा और उसने मुझे अपना एड्रेस लिख के दिया, तो जब मैं पढ़ा तो मैंने कहा कि दुनिया की कोई ताकत मुझे नहीं रोक सकती. माय एड्रेस वाज अनुपम खेर, 2/15 खेरवाड़ी, खेर नगर, खेर रोड, बैंड्रा ईस्ट. So I always found comical situations or ironies और किस्मत का खेल. जब मैं बुरे हाल जब मैं प्लेटफॉर्म पे भी सोता था, and I bring it up again and again because I want people out there to never feel dejected.
Right.
तो मुझे लगता था कि यार जब मैं बड़ा बन जाऊंगा तो मेरा ऑटोबायोग्राफी में या इंटरव्यू दे रहा हूँगा बॉम्बे टाइम्स को, तो मैं ये स्टोरी सुनाऊंगा. मैं तब सोचता था. I had no possibility of becoming even anything at that time.
Right.
When I was in school, on my bench, I was on the last row because I used to get the minimum mark. I used to, with a full foot scale, I used to write my name on the bench. Think thinking that बहुत साल बाद जब इस bench पे कोई लड़का बैठेगा तो वो सोचेगा अरे अनुपम खेर यहाँ बैठा था. I used to write that on Cheerios book of astrology. I used to write famous people born in March, and I used to add my name 16th Anupam Kher.
Wow.
So fearless तो मैं नहीं था उतना शायद, मगर मैं बहुत ऑप्टिमिस्टिक हूँ, मैं बहुत प्रैक्टिकल भी हूँ, और मुझे लगता है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, ये सिचुएशन आ जाएगी, कोई बात नहीं. That's why my autobiography in Hindi which I do on stage is called कुछ भी हो सकता है.
हो सकता है, yes.
Yeah.
But you always dream very big.
Of course.
Yes.
All dream में तो syllabus होना ही नहीं चाहिए. You should dream beyond skies.
Wow.
Because जितना dream करोगे उसका 10% तो कम से कम आसमान तक होना चाहिए.
जरूर.
है ना, वरना फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट के क्लर्क का बेटा अब जूम कॉल में मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ. It's amazing.
It's a long journey. Yes.
Yeah, 515 films, whatever awards, etc. And I'm not even reached the interval of my life.
Right. That's what the last part of your book says, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes. I want to ask you that. Why does the word legend scare you? Why do you have a problem with the word legend?
You see, हर किसी को यहाँ legend बोल देते हैं. जो भी किसी एज को गुजर जाता है, legend का मतलब होता है दिलीप कुमार साहब.
True.
Legend का मतलब होता है राज कपूर साहब. Legend का मतलब होता है मिस्टर बच्चन. Legend का मतलब होता है रॉबर्ट डिनीरो. और मतलब I'm not saying I have done great work. I'm very proud of the fact. But legend also, thespian also has a connotation that you have done enough. Now we will give you a lifetime achievement award, and then you can walk into the sunset.
And your boots, yes.
I have no. You will not see in my house any of my awards, etc. They are all in my office, in a particular room, because I do not want to carry the burden of Anupam Kher on my shoulders. That's why I said there is a lot of fire in my belly. So that's the reason I went to America, because I said, let me get into an environment where I do not know anything. I don't think in English, I think in Hindi. So I was lucky to pick up a medical series with medical terms where I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and learn my lines. I use English to communicate, but to do lines is very difficult.
Right. So when you went to Hollywood, when you went to America, did you have to unlearn a lot of things? Did you have to try and break away from a certain mold and again, put yourself in a new mold? Because you want to feel like a newcomer.
I wanted to feel like a newcomer in terms of my craft.
Right.
In terms of, I needed to unlearn what I had learned, because sometimes it becomes a burden what you have learned. One of the reasons that I opened an acting school was so that I can be fresh in my approach towards my own acting. Because when I see youngsters approaching a scene, I get to learn a lot. I learn a lot from the youngsters, because it is the thinking that मैंने जो कर लिया है, वही आखिरी शब्द है. That is the last word. Nonsense. I don't take myself seriously, because persons who take themselves seriously are the most comical person in the world. It's like giving you in this interview with wearing a wig. It's both of us. You would have been worried about me, and I would have been worried about this fan and this AC. And so I have liberated myself of any such issues. लोग हमको डराते हैं. People make you, frighten you with the shortcomings you think you have. So they use that as a weapon against you. But if you tell the world these are my shortcomings, then people have nothing to frighten you with.
But when you went there initially, now you've done so much of work in the West. But when you went there initially, what was the most glaring difference that you found between both the industries, and which were the areas where you thought you had to work hard to cope?
So I went when my first English language film was Bend It Like Beckham.
Right, that was very long back.
Exactly. So that was that. Then I did a lot of things. Then I did Silver Linings Playbook, etc. I think their pre-production work was phenomenal.
Okay.
Before they started, their paperwork, their whole preparation was phenomenal. I think that they were very professional. Their time is very, very important. punctuality is
The
very,
sense
very
of
important.
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sense of time is very important. And
Hmm.
everybody is a trained actor. Everybody in their field is not by fluke. Everybody is not there because some parent was somebody. Uh,
Right.
uh, so everybody was there. So it was wonderful to be working with all professionals. There was reading going on. The script out of 515, and I've enjoyed that phase of my life. I'm
Right.
not talking. I've loved being in Hindi cinema. I've loved the idiotic things that I have done as an actor in films. I've loved them.
Yeah, yeah,
But since you asked me the difference between the two things, they
yeah.
are very, very prepared. They are very professional, and they take their things very seriously. Right from the spot boy till the producer,
Wow.
they are immersed in it so well. At least I'm lucky to have worked whatever people I worked with. I don't know about everybody else, but the
Right.
people that I worked with were so unbelievable. Even the show that I'm doing, New
New
Amsterdam,
Amsterdam.
people. सो दैट इज बट अभी यहाँ होना शुरू हुआ है बट
Yeah.
इसका मतलब ये नहीं जस्ट बिकॉज किसी के पास मूवी मैजिक सॉफ्टवेयर है तो हर कोई स्क्रिप्ट लिख सकता है but it will take a little time for us. We
Wow.
got industry status just 12 years back or 15 years
Right.
back, I don't know.
Right.
So it will
Right.
take, but I love the professionalism of people over there.
Wow. Wow. You've interacted with the likes of Robert De Niro, who's also a friend, Woody Allen. What are the conversations like with them, Anupam? Are they curious about Indian cinema? Are they intrigued by the kind of cinema we make?
Not really, to be very honest. We have projected ourselves, and rightfully so. We are
Yeah.
larger than life. I always defend our cinema because I think we are Indians are larger than life. We
That's
have
how
so
cinema
many.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we can do, what they can do, we might be able to do, but
Mm.
what we can do, they may not be able to do.
Super.
What Akshay Kumar or Shah Rukh Khan does, Tujhe Dekha To Ye Jana Sanam, etc., they cannot do that. So I do not sort of look down upon the cinema that I have done or I'm doing in India because it comes from the fact that this is the way we are. We have 22 to 23 unofficial languages. We have more than 3,000 dialects. After every 5 minutes, 500 kilometers, there is different pehnawa, there is different food. So we cater to everybody.
True.
But when I meet people like Woody Allen, and I'm meeting them as a fan.
Right. Wow.
I'm not meeting them as equal. I will never be
Mhm.
equal. Like even like Dilip Saab, I will never be equal with him because I've grown up with watching his films.
Yeah.
Similarly, I've done a project on Mr. De Niro when I was in drama school on
Hmm.
his In Streets and Taxi Driver. Woody Allen, I've read his books five times simple and watched his movies 20 times. So even if I had two scenes with him in his film, the whole idea was to just see him.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a Woody Allen moment with me in my life. So I said
Yeah.
I got a chance to be sitting with him, and
Right.
he had to sort of speak to me because I kept looking at him. So he said, "Oh, I believe you have done a lot of movies." So I
Hmm.
said, "Yes, about 418." He looked at me. He said, "In how many births? In how many lives?" So I got my Woody Allen moment. He asked me a question which only
Awesome.
Woody Allen can ask.
Right.
So, but yes, with other actors, whether it is Gerard Butler, whether it is Bradley Cooper, whether it is Ryan with me right now, um, I do talk about Ryan Gold. I do talk about Indian cinema. They do talk
Hmm.
about. I have added so many things of Hindi in my series. I
Right.
had a scene where I read out Hanuman Chalisa. I teach them Hindi. It's
Lovely.
not their fault and it's not our fault. I think that's we are wanting to know everything. हमारे सब हमको सारी फिल्मों के नाम पता हैं, उनकी उनके एक्टर्स के
Right.
नाम पता है. That our richness,
Hmm.
but some of them know about obvious people, which is Satyajit Ray.
Of
They
course.
know about Mr. Bachchan. They also know about Shah Rukh Khan. But that's not necessary that we need to. Yes, another thing that happens
Yeah.
over there, they don't talk about cinema all the time.
Oh, really?
हमारे यहाँ सिनेमा की बातें 24 घंटे जो एक्टर्स हैं वो सिनेमा की बात करते हैं.
That conversation only. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there for them the conversations are about when once one of my lead
Yeah.
actors is Ryan Gold. He said, "Let's meet on Saturday and spend
Hmm.
together."
Huh.
So मैंने सोचा कि कुछ इस खाने खाने जाएंगे, तो मुझे एक पार्क में बुलाया और पार्क में बोलता है कि क्या, मैंने कहा क्या करें, कहता है तो जस्ट वॉक अराउंड, वी विल स्टॉप वेयर द थिंग्स हैपनिंग, वी विल ईट व्हेन वी फील लाइक. It was the most amazing day of my life, one of the most
Wow.
amazing days,
Yeah, yeah.
because we were just roaming around on the streets of New York.
Wow. Wow.
When Mr. De Niro sends me a message when
Right.
unfortunately Rishi Kapoor passed away, and when even Sushant passed away, he sent me a
Yeah.
message. He said, "Please give my condolences to their families."
Oh, really?
So that is their awareness.
Yeah.
So there are different types of conversations that I have with them,
Yeah. Yeah.
like any regular people.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, Anupam, how much came from a small town? You came from Shimla, you came to Mumbai, and it took you 3 years to get your first movie. You had your own share of struggles. Today in the industry, there's a lot of talk about the inside-outsider theory, a lot of talk about the so-called privileged club. What has been your experience when you started out, and how much do you think the industry has changed?
So for me, it was an understood fact that I did not at that time in early 80s. There was nothing. Everybody came here to make it big. Everybody came from small towns to big towns to make it big. Whether it's in the cinema industry, whether it is in any other industry, whether it's in hotel industry, we are all small town people. 90% of India is in small towns, and so there was no such thing as saying that I'm an outsider or an insider. Everybody came here. In fact, that's what I said in my video which I made recently, that you had a goal and you wanted to make it. What changed, I think, over the years, and I'm happy that I saw both the sides, means our relationships were much more stronger because there was no technology. There was a human contact. It was, we used to finish a shot. There was no other way but to sit with the other co-actor and chat with him under a tree. Or there were no mobile vans. There were no mobiles. So that's why our friendships have remained intact in the last 38, 36 years. Whether it is with Anil Kapoor or Jackie Shroff or Satish Kaushik, or even if I meet anybody from Mithunda or everybody, it's the same thing. Even Shah Rukh and Salman and Akshay, because we have an era. But with the technology also comes certain benefits and certain not. So it did become, with professionalism of that nature, you are bound to have a certain kind of aloofness.
True, absolutely.
Which is part of, which is in everywhere. You go to a 5-star hotel, they treat you, even though you are paying out of your pocket and majorly, but you cannot do what you can do in a dhaba.
True.
वो उससे थोड़ी artificiality भी आती है. If you are sitting in a business class in an aircraft, you speak softly. So that is the system makes you adapt to that.
Exactly.
So that happened over here a little. उसमें, but ऐसा नहीं है कि you cannot make it. It has nothing to do.
You never felt that way. You never felt like you need to pack your bags and leave ever.
Never. No, and I don't think anybody felt it that way. There are so many people who were outside. We are our biggest stars, Akshay and Shah Rukh, are outsiders. But I don't think we should divide the industry between outside and inside. There are people, dreams have no inside and outsiders. Dreams have no boundaries. That's why they are called dreams. Yeah. That's why they're called dreams. If you put boundaries, then it's like being a caged person.
Right.
So I don't think that has to happen. That's it. That's what I feel.
Yeah. And also, ever since Shashank shockingly died, we all were shocked by what happened. The industry, the country, his fans, all of us. There's been a lot of conversation on mental health. The focus has come back onto it. It is always should be there any which ways. Conversations on mental health should be going on. And recently, you also spoke about how you went through a phase like that of manic depression, and you fought it, you battled it, and you came through it. And you survived really well, and here you are. So what has been your learning during that phase, Anupam?
So I feel everybody in India, it's not, I hope it's not anymore, but there is a taboo if you talk about mental health.
Yes.
You see, some people camouflage it with loneliness, some people camouflage it depression, but I never thought that I will ever be mentally, I will be depressed or I will talk about mental health. But I discovered that, and I thought, oh, another story for me that I will talk about. So I think everybody, it is not necessarily attached to a profession. We are in a situation where it is very, people are bound to make you feel that I am better off than you are. We have, somebody has 500 Facebook friends, other has 900. The person who is with 500 feels he's inferior.
Right.
Everything in the world is so much in your face that you're constantly can be made to feel an underachiever.
Right.
It has nothing to do with profession. It is something to do with social media. You can have, today I have 70 million followers and so has 23 million followers, and I say, oh my God, when will I
I need to
reach that
catch up.
stage?
Yeah.
And the real laughter and real smiles have been replaced by emojis. You know, you just send a message and just put an emoji, or you're not even contacting the other person. You're not seeing the smile. You're not even feeling it. Everything has your mobile phone has a shortcut to every emotion. But emotion, the fact that it is emotion has to be personal.
Absolutely.
So mental health is a issue which we should all talk about. I'm happy that Deepika also talks about it. But everybody goes through. Every single person who meets with failure goes through depression. That's it's very human. It's very natural.
Bound to happen.
Yeah, it's a sense of loss. My father passed away. I was very close to him. I went through a sense of loss. और grief का कोई टाइम टेबल नहीं होता है. Grief कभी भी आ जाता है. Suddenly, अभी आपसे बात करते करते, I'm suddenly thinking of my father climbing the staircase of my house. Now I did not plan it.
True.
But you have to fight it. You have to fight it with positivity. You have to fight it with talking to people. You have to fight it with listening to people.
Right.
That is what makes you stronger. That's what makes you who you are. That's what makes you. दुनिया में ऐसा कौन सा है, वो हम दोनों का गाना है कि जहां में ऐसा कौन है जिसको गम नहीं मिला. वो महात्मा बुद्ध की कहानी है कि एक माँ उसके पास, महात्मा बुद्ध के पास आई और उसने कहा कि मेरा जवान बेटा मर गया, महात्मा बुद्ध उसको जिंदा कर दो, आप तो भगवान हो, आप में ताकत है. और वो रो रही थी, बिलख रही थी. उसने कहा, माता एक काम करो, मुझे एक ऐसे घर से चावल का एक कटोरा ला दो जिसमें कोई मरा नहीं, मैं इसको जिंदा कर दूंगा. वो घूमती रही, उसको कोई ऐसा मिला ही नहीं जिसमें कोई किसी की डेथ नहीं हुई थी. So it's a fast paced life. We are running fast nowhere. We are constantly made to feel inferior. We are living in a world where the news is constantly about breaking news, where breaking news is always about negativity, about disaster, about deaths, about lootmar, about everything. So you are living in a world where you think that you are a frightened man or frightened person. Where do you get your strength from? From your own self or your immediate family. So, but usko samajhne mein time lagta hai. Maybe with age or with time, I have understood it. But somehow or the other, even when I was on this platform, I used to always feel this too shall pass.
Right.
तो आजकल के डेट में जहां पर interaction लोगों के पास नहीं है, it's very important to pick up the phone and tell the other person, how are you doing?
Conversation. True.
Even the families find very interesting. क्या करें जी, बेचारा फोन पे लगा रहता है, क्या करें, परेशान हो गए. But they don't make an attempt to sort of say, no, we must sit down and eat together. Yes. No, let me take you for a drive. Just the father and son, or mother and son, father, or just the daughter and father, or daughter and mother. It has to start from families, because where you grow up. I grew up in a family of 14 people. One of my uncle, he failed in 8th standard 7 times. On 8th attempt, he was promoted to 9th standard on compassionate grounds. But anything I used to ask him, he used to give me an answer. So there was somebody who was answering me, even if wrong. आजकल हम न्यूक्लियर फैमिली में रहते हैं और 2 साल के बच्चे के हाथ में मोबाइल थमा देते हैं या कोई टैबलेट थमा देते हैं और फिर बड़े प्राउडली कहते हैं सब बच्चे को मोबाइल या सब. तो उसको there is no sense of wonder. I still have sense of wonder, and I'm sure you have sense of wonder. But today's generation does not have any sense of wonder, because there is a Google uncle or whatever auntie you want to call. You have an answer to everything. But knowledge does not translate into experience unless you live that.
True.
Knowledge has nothing to do with experience. जब तक दिल टूटता नहीं है किसी की मोहब्बत में, आप कितना ही सर्च कर लो कि किसी की मोहब्बत टूटती है तो कितना दिल टूटता है, वो आपको गूगल में नहीं मिलेगा।
True. Very well said.
ये हाँ, ये गूगल में नहीं मिलेगा कि पिताजी ने जब जो 5 रुपए दिए थे पहली बार, उसकी कितनी
Right.
खुशी हुई थी। वो 5 लाख रुपए में भी वो खुशी नहीं है। So
Right.
we need to connect, we need to talk, we need to interact, we need to
Yeah.
listen.
Engage with each other, literally. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Lastly, I want to ask you something, Anupam. I read a line which you said, which I thought really stood out, that when you're competent, you can never be brilliant. Could you please explain that?
Yes.
I just
Because
absolutely
when
love
you,
the line.
yeah, because I think we are all living our lives in a competent manner.
Yeah.
इतना तो मैं कर ही लूंगी,
Yes.
इतना तो मैं
Everyone's
लिख
trying
ही
to be
लूंगी।
competent.
ये मेरा, I'm sure this is my special interview. I've done in the last 15 days, many interviews through Oishi. She must be listening to this. But this is my special interview. Similarly, I believe and I hope that this is your special interview.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because your intention is about asking me and listening. My intention is to tell you truthfully what I feel. But if you have to do an interview competently, you will write it and sort of say, वो आपके बाएं हाथ का खेल है। बहुत सारे scenes में मैं पहुंचता हूँ set पे, जो हाँ क्या scene है, अच्छा ठीक है। We have to make our job difficult to be brilliant. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
Yeah, that little bit. True.
Yeah. So when you are competent, if you are competent cook or a competent chef or a competent carpenter, first of all, there is no much difference between a carpenter's job and an actor's job. It's just that actors get written about. But carpenter को भी उतना ही सही होना चाहिए तो वो brilliant carpenter होता है, और actor को भी। पर हमारे competence हमको बना देती है mediocre. So you have to have a sense of restlessness. You have to have a sense of hurt. You have to have a sense of, oh my God, what am I going to do? So which comes, I've done some out of 5 up into such unbelievably rubbish work, but I own that because that was part of the journey. I own that. I'm very proud of
about that. You never been embarrassed about that.
Oh no, not at all. It was a part of my journey. It was fantastic to be able to get up in the morning and go out for work and put makeup and do that nonsense was brilliant, was beautiful. So that is what I think. The competence can be a big hindrance between you becoming brilliant, because competence also takes away the focus from you. It's like living life ordinary, no? At the same time, life is 80%. Competence is about having roti and dal every day. And brilliance is that let me decide आज रोटी दाल के अलावा मैं थोड़ी बिरयानी बनाने की कोशिश करती हूँ। तो वो भी है, हालांकि उसका भी मजा है, बट काम में नहीं ऐसा हो सकता है। जिंदगी में शायद ऐसा हो सकता है, because जिंदगी में 80% life is monotonous and 20% is excitement. But in काम में जिसकी वजह से आप जाने जाओगे, because work at the end of it, it's the work which is the greatest equalizer in life.
Absolutely.
Work makes you who you are. बाकी आप कुछ भी कर लो, of course आपके ख्यालात, आपके thought process, everything that's important. But work gives you a sense of self-respect. वो चाहे ये हमारे वहाँ पर बहुत है, sense of dignity about labor.
Dignity of labor. Yes.
Dignity of labor abroad बहुत अच्छी है.
Yeah.
कमाल का है. वहाँ पर जो लाइटमैन होता है वो प्रोड्यूसर से बिल्कुल बराबर के तरीके से बात करता है.
The kind of respect they give each other is amazing.
या यहाँ पर एक्टर लाइट बॉय के कंधे पर हाथ रखता है तो वो एहसान करता है उस पर.
Right.
There are some concerned people also, but the dignity of labor is there quite a bit.
Right. It was amazing talking to you, Anupam. You just said 20% of your life is exciting, but I see how you've made your life so exciting all these years. I love your spirit, your positivity, and how you've reinvented yourself through all these years. And I'm looking forward to fabulous work from you for many, many years, in many, many years to come.
Of course. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Lots of.
It was great talking to you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you. Stay safe. Bye.